So Derek, one thing I was noticing during your story earlier about the demographic question is that it was the social scientist in your group that was really sort of pushing your STEM graduate students to think differently about diversity when they were doing their TAR projects. And this really is a great example of learning through diversity, where your STEM graduate students didn't think about it that way before they encountered those social scientist graduate students. And the impact actually is broader than that because it affected you and your thinking, because clearly you weren't thinking about that demographic question before you had that experience. So it's having this really lasting impact on your TAR fellows, your TAR fellows, because now you reflexively have them build that into their TAR projects as well. So I just thought that was a really neat way to think about all the different ways that we see diversity impacting the way that you teach and the way that your TAR fellows undertake their projects.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And it's a nice example of how a learning community can work really well when you do have those diverse perspectives. And the learning community of TAR fellows benefited from that. I'm also reminded of the structure of this very course that we're teaching. We could have done a course on teaching as research that was led by a single instructor, but we felt like the course would be stronger, actually, if we had a lot of different instructors bringing different points of view to the same topic.
So one lesson from this week's module is that if you want to teach inclusively and leverage diversity in your teaching, then you have to shift away from the lecture mode, that traditional, stand up for 50 minutes and blather at your students, and towards a more active learning framework. So next week, we're going to start our deep dive into active learning and the strategies that you can develop in order to use this in your classroom. So look for ways that these approaches leverage diversity, and continue to keep your eye out for TAR questions as we move through the next module.